Me-262 is an icon of Second World War fighter design. I've got the Airfix kit to make. Find out how I got on right here on Gary's Stuff. Hi there, I'm Gary. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today I am building the Messerschmitt Me-262 in 1/72nd scale from Airfix. The version I've chosen to make is the night fighter version. Now, if you just want to know what you get inside the box, then there's already a box opening video available on this channel. If you want to see someone make one of them, then you're in very much the right place. This is the video for you. If you like the video, I hope you do, please do remember, give it the old imperial thumbs up on the like button below because every like counts. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, doesn't cost you anything, supports the channel, and of course you'll be notified of all my future content as it is published. Now, if you want to make a more concrete contribution to the channel, you can do that through Super Thanks by becoming a channel member or using any of my online affiliate programs. One of these is the Airfix affiliate program. If you're going to use the Airfix online store, click on the link in the information box below. Then at no extra cost to you, whatever you buy, Airfix make a donation to the running of this channel. You can still use your hobby reward points or get hobby reward points, and you still get your Airfix Club 10% discount if you're a member. Okay, enough of all of that. Let's crack on it and see how I built the Me-262 in 1/72nd scale from Airfix. Starting off this Me-262, we put the bulkhead here onto the back of the fuselage, or is it the front of the fuselage? Can't remember which. Anyway, end of the fuselage goes on there. There's a small tab, don't get rid of it when you're taking this off the frame. It's a small tab that fits into that slot there, that hole. And there's a kind of little tabs that keep it in place like that. And just a little bit of glue to hold it in place. This piece goes in here like a instrument panel for the back seat. That's quite a tight fit, so we have to give it a good old shaft to get that into place. Then there's this rudder bar assembly for the pilot, slots in just like so. Then the seats go in. Each of them has 4 small supports that effectively also pegs to locate them, like so. Then there are a couple of side panels that sit in the front part of the cockpit, like so. Okay, so we're going to leave it like this for the moment, paint up the interior. Once the interior is painted, I'll put the control column in as well. Next thing I'm going to do though is put the top half of the cockpit unit together. So there's this instrument panel here for the pilot that goes in. There's a slot on this side and just a tab it sits against on this side. And the radar operator has an extra little panel that goes in here. There's a couple of tabs and some slots on the panel that locate it, like so. Let that dry and we'll paint the interior. Then we can put the whole lot together. We can put the instrument decals on and then the whole lot can go together. And with all the instrument decals in place, we can pop this over and put this together like so. And the last thing to do is put the control column in. Like so. Okay, the cockpit tub, as it were, goes onto this large, the cockpit tab here goes onto this large bulkhead here, and it sort of slides up into place. There's a kind of a shaped bit that sort of slides into a groove on there. And there's also this piece for the, actually, part of the undercarriage bay, by the looks of things. I'll try and slip on there. A bit more professional looking than that. We try and slip that on there. And get it slips into place. Like so. Remember to have the curved bits pointing that way. Like so. Okay. So now with all these parts in place, we can put the cockpit tub into the fuselage half here. Like so. Can tack in some glue there to keep it in place, because now we are just going to put the other half of the cockpit on anyway. That all goes together quite well. So just tape these, tack a few bits with some strong glue, fast setting glue, tape it all up, get all these seams shut, and leave it to dry. While the fuselage is setting up, we can start on the wing. Just need to put this strengthening strut in here and get that to set up and dry. Then when that rib has dried, we can slot the wing into place under the fuselage and just tack that in with some quick glue, some high strength quick glue. The fit again is really very, very good indeed. Really impressed by the fit of this aircraft so far. On these edges where the plastic isn't 100% lined up, or there's some flash I haven't taken off, I'm just going to do just run them over some Mr. Dissolved putty, which I imagine it's what a lot of you call sprue goo. It's like a dissolved polystyrene in the sort of solvents that they use in the glues, but it's just a really nice sort of plastic filler without going to the Revel thinner or Airfix plastic fillers. It just sort of takes off these tiny little gaps, but it's putting in plastic there rather than putting in sort of acrylic compounds or whatever. So it's actually using some plastic. It bonds really, really well to the plastic. It forms a proper bond with the plastic, and it makes it really easy to clean up afterwards. When it's all dried, it makes it really easy to sand out, and it looks very natural. So I'm just going to run some beads of that along the front surfaces of the wings and the trailing edges as well, because those are tiny little gaps where they don't meet up quite perfectly. Then you can put the wings on when these are bonded together. There's a tiny little excess tab down here that fits underneath the edge of the wing there, like so. Then everything else just clips into place. That's a nice design, that, and it just fits. It just fits. Very nice indeed. Next, we have to load up the nose with at least 7 grams of weight, and then we can put the nose gear bay into place and glue it on. The back of the engine, we're going to stop making the engine now. The back of the engine has this thrust cone, or exhaust cone I should say, at the tail end. We'll just put that together with a bit of glue in here, and it will spread through. If we're using extra thin type glue, it will just spread through the rest of the cone joints, like so. Then we have the rear turbine and the spool it back, and it just clips onto there. Just a touch of glue around that as well. Yeah, that's the Then the engine pods can fit underneath the wings. The tailplane members go in here, and they will only go on one side because of the design of the tab. The tab's larger on one side than the other, so it will only go one way round. And then, of course, the rudder fits in at the back of the fin, like so. And with the interior of the cockpit area painted here, I can start fitting the canopy, and you can see there's already glue on there. What I'm using is clear PVA. Style glue, I'm using Crystal Magic, and that will just set up, and it takes a few hours to set completely, but then it's just as good as regular glue. I can mask off the canopy when that's done and get ready for priming. Now for the canopy, I'm not going to mask them myself. The bits are too small and too fiddly, so I have got this masking set from Pewit. Comes with that yellow kabuki type paper, and I'll just mask the canopy up, and then I can start priming. We can start on the paint scheme. Now the first thing we're going to do is paint the cockpit, and the fuselage and the tail. The tops are going to be light blue. With the 0.3 gallery Mobius, I can tackle these larger areas like so. And with the splinter camouflage marked off, I can spray the rest of the wings. I've taken all of the masks off for the moment. I want this paint to really settle in before I attack the undersides in black. Onto the undercarriage now, and the undercarriage legs sit in here. There's like a cup type arrangement for them to sit in, and then a hole for the spike at the top of the leg to go into. The main gear legs do have a very distinct inward lean, maybe not quite as much as that. The undercarriage door goes in, sort of slots in like that, then all touches up together like so. Right, for the wheels, you can see there's this tab on this side, and there's a slot on the insert for the wheel that needs to line up with those, and then the inner part of the wheel pushes in. This is very, very, very tight. This fits. You might have to just do a little bit of sanding on the outside just to make sure it's going to go in. Then the wheel slides onto the hub like this, and there's also another tab making sure it's aligned properly, and this will make sure the flat spot's in the right place. Then the paired inner gear doors can go into place as well. The nose wheel also has a tab arrangement to make sure it's sitting correctly with this flat spot. It goes quite far forward on this because the nose wheel pushes quite a long way forward on this aircraft. For the nose wheel, the first thing you do is put in the forward nose gear door. Sits like that. Then there's a kind of cradle at the front here. This sits into and rests against that leg. There we go, sorry, like that. Right at the very front. Then there's an actuator leg that sits down in here. Then joins up with the front of the main leg here. Okay, so you see how this fits. There's the actuator, and it tucks in the front of the main leg, but underneath this fixing with the undercarriage door here, so it slots in between there. And finally, for this night fighter are the radar aerials that fit on the front of the aircraft here. So there we have it, the Messerschmitt Me-262 in 1/72 scale from Airfix. It's a delight to build. I really enjoyed it, and you know what? Even with the two-seat version and the nose bristling with all these whiskers of antennas, it still looks a pretty cool aeroplane, I think. What an amazing design. Really nice job by Airfix, I think. Very much enjoyed doing the paint job on this as well. So all round, a top kit. There it is, a nice kit to make. You just have to remember to put the weights in the nose, otherwise it won't sit on the nose wheel at all. However, overall, the plane goes together pretty well. I enjoyed making it anyway. I also certainly enjoyed painting it. If you enjoyed watching, then please remember, give this video the old imperial thumbs up on the like button below, please, because every like counts. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell at no cost to you. You'll be notified of all my future content as it's published, and you'll be supporting the channel. Thank you very much for watching today. Hope to see you again very soon. Take good care now, and goodbye.